Okay, back again. Continue where we left off. We left off with uh do not be afraid, to do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. Okay, we're getting back to part two of that. Within 3 days you are to pass over this garden, to go in to take possession of the land that the Lord your God is giving you to possess. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. The Lord your God is providing you a place of rest and will give you this land. So, like I said about our ancestors, uh, it belonged to us. America itself is the land and the territory of Shem, and nobody had it before then. Newsflash: nobody lived in America before Judah, because and Shem, because that land belonged to us, and we were the ones who built the pyramids here. And I actually believe that New Jerusalem is here, but uh, there's a lot of pyramids. You have the serpent mounds. You have Jerusalem, which is Peru, and the city of David is here in South America. So, and we know that by the Aztecs. So, I mean the Olmecs. I'm sorry, my bad. Excuse me, because they always start history with the Aztec, but I could prove that wrong real quick. Important as we continue. Important. Your wives and your little ones and your livestock shall remain in the land that Mosiah gave you beyond the Jordan. But all the men of valor among you shall pass over armed before your brothers, and shall help them with the Lord gives rest to your brothers, until the Lord gives rest to your brothers as he has to you. And this is a keynote also that's very important, because uh, it says your wives and your little ones and your livestock and everything that you have shall remain in the land that Mosiah has given you beyond the Jordan, which means that the bride, the wives, and that's the multitude of people that you see following YAHAWAH. We are going to be in the wilderness resting assured. We're not going to have to deal with the 144, the two witnesses, and the whole tribulation of the 7 years of Jacob's trouble, because although we're already in Jacob's trouble, there's going to be a time when God is going to give us rest, because we've already done our 400 years of our ancestors' time, if you would, our captivity. So we're not going to be punished like the other nations are about to. The heathens and pagans have never been touched by God before, but now Yahweh is about to touch them deeply. And we know how it feels to have Yahweh turn his face from you and from us, so to speak, because of our rebellion. Yahweh wasn't paying us no attention, and he's not going to pay the 2/3 any attention. He's going to totally annihilate them for their disobedience, and the ones we saw before, unbelief. Because when you make other people your idol, that is idolatry. And Esau and I'm sorry, my bad. Jake is notorious for throwing every other nation in front of God but his own people. That's the silly shit right there. He will throw a goddamn Latino woman in the middle of goddamn surfing, and then he'll throw a black woman in front of a bus. That's just the spirit of Jake. Can't help it. We love them no matter what they do to us. We still be trying to save them. I guarantee you there'll be somebody that'll be like, well, you go in deep on them and the pagans and heathens, and you know what, they're not all bad. And that's not what I'm saying. You could be excellent, but your spirit ain't upright in you. And I could bring that scripture up, but I don't have time for it right now. But your spirit is never right up in you, so you don't even have one. And that's why God is so pissed off with black people, Drake especially, because you messing with the devil's children. They are the daughters of Cain, who was having prostitution, by the way, in the middle of church. Now, I don't know what other churches you've ever been to, but I've never seen a hoe house in the center of the church. But the Lord said they was doing that, so I got to go with the word of God. Let me be a liar and let God be the truth. And he says you is hoes in this house, so I got to go with that. Where's my thing? I quit playing around. And back again. My screen's killing out. Okay, let me keep going. But anyway, God's children, his daughters and his women are going to be safe and sound. We're going to be snug as a bug because we're not going to be fighting, so to speak. We're the Goshen, and I'm going to do a rap on the Goshens because men tend to act like women are supposed to be silent, silent, and that we can't teach, we can't preach. We're supposed to sit around and the men do everything, which men are in control. They are in charge. My husband is the head priest, and he's also my biggest cheerleader and fan, by the way, on YouTube. He loves it, and he loves my voice, so he just, anything I do, he digs it. But he definitely is my biggest fan. Smooches, baby, because he loves it. And I know he's the head priest, but I also was the one who brought him in. So, therefore, what does that say about me? So it's not that he's the weaker vessel because I am, but when it comes to ministry, Yahawah touched me first and brought me in to be ordained as a prophet, Jeremiah 1:5, as a prophetess before I was even born. He hadn't even formed the earth when he decided I was going to be one of his prophetess. And the Goshen is a special place, and it's a branch, an executive branch of God that is run by all females, by the way. And our job is to be like the nurses um, in the last harvest, because the Goshen is our house, and people are going to go. And God even gave us specific instructions on how to bury the 2/3. You can't have them buried in front of the house. They only going 5 feet in the ground. You have to have a regular funeral for them, a procession. You treat them royally because they still are Yashraala. And it's a whole bunch. I'm going to do another video about that. But the Lord goes deep on how he wants his women to be doing their houses when they become Goshens, which is a haven for all of the children that are running. If we have food, we are supposed to provide it for everyone, and the 2/3 especially, like I told you, the sensitive ones amongst us, because they're going to be eating their children. This is, oh my God, how horrible is God? You have no idea. They're going to be eating their children, so, and we're going to have plentiful, bountiful food. So that's why God is saying that his women are going to be running the Goshens. But let me get back to this. Okay. Anyway, and the men are coming armed. You're going to come armed and you're going to fight with your brothers, because we're going to help Jake. Yes, we're going to help Jake in the end. We're going to help him take back America and the country at large. And Tyre, which is Africa, we're going to help them too, because they're going to take back Africa. Gad, the tribe of Gad, which is the Zulus, and the Igbos in South Africa, they're already starting it. They're already piercing, because the only tribe in the world who has the horns on their head is Zulus, and that is historical fact. They was not running from Shaka. Shaka was helping them, and he even went as far as to the ocean to try to bring Israelites back to the land of Zulu. So we have a whole history. I'll do another video on that too as well, because it's deep, and that's how come I know that 12 chart bullshit with the goddamn Native Americans, that shit is all wrong, because Gad is still in South Africa, and they've always been there since they left the Bantu all the way up to Zimbabwe. And that's a whole nother thing about Rhodesia. I'll do another video on that one. To my brothers who will possess the land that the Lord has given you and is given to you, then you shall return to the land of your possession, and you shall possess it. Meaning, like I said, God is already getting busy with it. They are killing and slaughtering and taking their shit back like it's no other. And kudos, big ups to you guys already getting your spirit back, which that's prophesied in the Bible too, that they would be unrelenting and taking their land back. The land that Messiah has gave you, all that you have commanded of us, we will do. And wherever you send us, we will go. This is the army talking to Yahshua, about their obedience to him, just like Moses. And he said, just as we obeyed Messiah in all things, so will we obey you. Only may the Lord your God be with you as he was with Mosiah, Whoever rebels against your commandments and disobeys your word, whatever you command him, shall be put to death. Let me repeat that one more time. One more again. He shall be put to death. It means if you ain't got no heart, you ain't got no courage, you compromising because you might have you a little mamzer somewhere. You will be put to death, nigga. Put to death. Your head right off your shoulder, we will relieve you. Because when YAHAWAH says to go be hunters, guess what you gotta be, nigga? Shall be put to death. Only be strong and very courageous. And let me switch over. One last one over here. We're going to Joshua 3. Okay. Other than we're going over to Jordan, this is what this story talks about. And we find as soon as they consecrated themselves, the Lord told them to consecrate themselves and take themselves together, like get it together, because we're about to go fight. Today they were going to be exalted over the land. It's almost like when they were told to blow the shofar, that they would be knocking down the wall. And God told them, get yourself girded up, be on your covenant. And when you see the ark, wherever it is, you see it in front of you, follow it. But make sure you don't go too close to it, because it should be ahead of you as a sign. And a lot of people say, how are we going to know how to get to the wilderness? There it is. The Ark of the Covenant is going to be a sign. It's going to be a fire in front of you. And you're going to consecrate yourself, because tomorrow you are going to battle. And you're going to be given strong drink because you're going to war. We're already in a war. We've been in a war. We've been in a war for the last 6,000 years, 2,000 the worst, 500 even more hideous. But he's stomping out the Hittites, the Canaanites, the Jebusites, the Havites, the Gravisites, the Ammonites, the Jebusites, all the ites. All the I can't likes. He's telling them, we're going to stomp their ass, and I'm going to send you out there to consecrate it. And he said, and they came to the Jordan, he and all the people of Israel, and lodged there before they passed over. And at the end of the 3 days, the officers went through the camp and commanded the people, as soon as you see the Ark of the Covenant of the Lord your God being carried out by the Levitical priest, then you should set out from your place and follow it. Yet there shall be a distance between you, and it is about 2,000 cubits in length. Do not come near it, in order that you may know the way you shall go, for you have not passed this way before. Consecrate yourself, for tomorrow the Lord will do wonders amongst you. To devote oneself to the Most High. And so that is what that story is pertaining to, that the Lord is going to do wonderful things. If you haven't been checking out the news as of late, oh my God, the Lord is stomping out people left and right. I know it's not funny, but it is funny. But he is just tearing up countries, man. How many countries has he lit the hell up? And I mean, the Lord ain't playing. He totally is destroying everything. I mean, he's leaving nothing to pass or nothing to joke around about. He's just lighting people up. And those countries are getting stomped out, and it's not even funny. And he is just, Lord is terrible. I don't know who got it twisted that he was this happy-go-lucky dude, because he is not. But okay, my favorite here, the restoration of Israel, Jeremiah 30. This is the word that came to Jeremiah from the Lord. This is what the Lord, the God of Israel, says. Write in a book all the words I have spoken to you. The days are coming, declared the Lord, when I will bring my people Israel and Judah back from captivity and restore them to the land I gave their ancestors to possess, says the Lord. There are the words of the Lord concerning Israel and Judah. This is what the Lord said. Cries of fear are heard, terror, not peace. Ask and see. Can a man bear children? Then why do I see every strong man with his hands on his stomach like a woman in labor, every face turned deathly pale? How awful that day will be. No other like it will be no other will be like it, my bad. It will be a time of trouble for Jacob. That's Jake. But he will be saved out of it. In that day, declares the Lord Almighty, I will break the yokes off their necks and will tear off their bonds. No longer will foreigners enslave them. Instead, they will serve the Lord their God and David their king, whom I will raise up for them. So do not be afraid, Jacob my servant. Do not be dismayed, Israel, declared the Lord. I will surely save you out of this distant place. Your descendants from the land of their exile, Jacob, will again have peace and security, and no one will make him afraid. I am with you and will save you, declared the Lord, though I completely destroy all the nations. Among you I scatter you. I will not completely destroy you. I will discipline you, but only in due measure. I will not let you go entirely unpunished. I'm going to stop at that right there because I was making a point. He is going to be tearing us apart. And it's not even going to be funny because right now he's tearing up countries like it's going out of style. And I'm like, sheesh. Like, a whole damn city like is underwater. But he says, woe, this is Isaiah 30. Woe to the desolate children, declared the Lord, to those who carry out plans that are not mine. I told you there's tons of people around here preaching and teaching stuff that's not what the Lord, thus saith the Lord, said. He didn't say none of that. I'm going to do a whole special on the Mazers, but right now I'm just telling you about this part. He says, who go down to Egypt without consulting me. That's what I'm saying. Forming an alliance, but not by my spirit. And yeah, they're teaching you all these wrong things, and who look for help to Pharaoh, for Pharaoh's protection, to Egypt's shade for refuge. But Pharaoh's protection will be your shame. Because America can't help you, bruh. They can't. And neither is your heathen ass people that you hanging out with. But you can't tell them that. One more. Hold on. We almost done. Israel. I love this picture of that. Judah and Palestine are old lands. These are just absolutely beautiful. Especially when you think about the Sukkot and how beautiful it was to just chill out with our own people on this Feast of Tabernacle. It's just amazing. But one more last passage, and that one was Psalms 10. And it says, why, Lord, do you stand afar off? Why do you hide yourself in times of trouble? In his arrogance, the wicked man hunts down the weak who are caught in the schemes of his devices. He boasts about the cravings of his heart. He blesses the greedy and reviles the Lord. In his pride, the wicked man does not seek him, which they're not seeking him. They're doing their own thing. And this thing is so deep, you got to read it because it's kind of long and I'm running out of time. So I'm going to have to cut it short. But read Psalms 10, and it tells you about the rebellion of us and how we made our own enemies. We are our own snares. And it gets into the wickedness of Israel because I told you our families was wilding out. They wasn't listening to nothing that God told them to do or say. And I hated the time run out because I seriously would love to finish this one all the way out because we totally was wilding out, and it's going to be fear and terror. God is going to do some serious things like verse 16, the Lord is king forever and ever. The nations will perish from his land. You, Lord, hear the desires of the afflicted. We're afflicted, Lord. You encourage them and you listen to their cry. I'm tired of this place. Defending the fatherless and the oppressed. Deaf to everybody. So that merely earth earthly mortals will never ever again strike terror. Yes, Lord, kill them all, fuck them. And oh my gosh, so we're so almost done on that. But like I said, it is just getting back to the truth about the matter. Uh, Yahweh was the first to rise from the dead. We all are going to probably taste death, but no matter where you go, Yahweh will find you. And I love that Yahweh Shai, he will find you. Because Noah actually means rest and repose, which means rest. And katapusis means rest or abode. And this last tabernacle, we aboded in the land in the tent of God as our Isha, meaning husband. And the Lord showed up and showed out, and he spent a great time with us. Peace, Rasha Allah. I love you all. I hope you find rest in the tabernacle of God like I did and my family did and my husband and me. And I hope this lesson wasn't as jacked up as it is. My phone broke while I was there because guess what happened? Someone closed the door with my jacket in my truck door because I have a Tundra, and my phone was in my coat pocket. And so when they slammed the car door, guess what happened to be in my coat pocket, stuck between the door jamb and the seat? My phone. So they closed my phone into the car door, and so now I have a crack in my phone, and where I need it to do all of my fancy graphic stuff, I can't get to it because they slammed my phone. Until I get another one next week or get the screen fixed, I have to do this piece by piece by piece thing. So it's just bear with me. I'm trying, y'all. Like I said, I may or may not get it, but Yashra Allah. Bear with me. We all struggling right now. Like I said, we're in distress, Lord. Save us. Burn them all. We're going through, for real. We're afflicted and oppressed, Lord. I need another $900 phone. But anyway, peace and hair grease and love always, Yashra Allah, to y'all. Yahawah Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Yahawah Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Yahawah Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Yahamashiach. Barakathan. Peace.